I was looking at a few things to potentially give someone cuttings, like some figs and stuff, but we got too much like green growth here, so maybe we'll do this in the winter time. This is the Deanna fig that we planted like last year. Check it out. There's already one little fig forming. That's all I can see so far, but I'm assuming it's going to have more, you know, in the coming months. And then I have this one here, which has a little bit of new growth, but it's mostly old growth here. And I guess I lost the tag over time, so I'll have to see what this is to see if the guy that I'm getting some of my plants from wants a cutting of this to add to his collection. He may already have this guy anyway. We'll see. The tag thing I have here is this piece here that does not have a cultivar name on it. But that means we probably got it at Walmart, Lowe's, or Home Depot, because that's what the big box stores, they have them little tags on them. But I know it's not brown turkey, it shouldn't be Black Mission, it's not Celeste. Last yellow guava, looks like some insects or birds or something have already started pecking on it. Oh, it looks like my gigantic pokeweed toppled over. Look at there, it's still growing up another 5 or 6 feet, even though the main trunk is on the ground pretty much, or just 2 inches from the ground. All right, we're going to do a little bit of a barbecue here today on Labor Day. It's been a day or two since we've filmed. We brined it with a bourbon, salt, and heavy garlic brine overnight. And we cut the pork shoulder in 2 to 3 pieces because it's so hard to get that middle cooked, you know, even when we have a small grill like that where we can control the temperature a little bit better. So brined it overnight, and then we did a dry rub, you know, like a bourbon, brown sugar, garlic, heavy on the paprika. And this is the first time I'm trying the Evan Williams 1783 bourbon, you know, in a barbecue. Wild turkey's a little bit more smokier, so we'll see what this does, if anything. Right, let's take a look here. We are about done. The smallest pieces have definitely cooked all the way like that there, so we're going to put the furthest back here. The larger pieces, that is probably well done. Let's make sure to spread some of that barbecue sauce on it. This is a high fatty piece. Maybe we'll put it in the middle. See if we can render some of that fat down. That piece is done. This piece is probably the biggest one that might need a little bit more cooking here. Let it slow cook for maybe another hour, or maybe until those charcoal burns all the way down, and then we'll see what it looks like. About 5 hours in, and that's what we're going to collect right there. Wow, check out that pretty yellow mushroom there. So I did not plan to spend so many days in between filming this single garden vlog video, but you know, we started like on Labor Day or something like that, maybe a day before, can't remember. I've also found out over the last week that my Mexicola grande avocado was dead, and it had green branches and leaves, but the whole trunk turned black. So this could be a victim of the drought and flooding, like several other things, and it just had like it delayed its death here. I don't know if there's anything. Scratch test. The top is definitely dry. Doesn't look like any green at the bottom, so something in the root system just, I guess the rootstock died and it slowly kind of died. Most likely, if we have good luck with everything else, we may just get another one like this. Our Joey looks pretty good so far. It's still green, as you can see. Looks kind of happy. And we got 3 seedlings. At least 2 of them are from our cold hardy ones. So it is what it is. You win some, you lose some. So our $500 in losses just went to like $540 there. But I'm going to show you guys something different that died. that I don't think it was the drought or any flooding or anything that caused it. Could have waited until we did another raised bed video, but don't really have the content right now. So this is the raised bed here that we did the Anna apple in. And I noticed a few weeks ago, it was like this, the grapevines and stuff were pulling it out. But I still thought it was probably alive. I couldn't really get back here because so many thorns and stuff, and I was in my shorts, I believe, last time I was out here before a couple of days ago. Finally got out here. I seen it laying like this with the roots sticking out. So what I think happened is these muscadines and maybe dewberry vines were pulling it slowly out of the ground. And you know, just over a period of a couple months or so, it pulled the roots out, it dried up, and it's dead. I mean, here's the tag. It's completely dried up. Anna apple. So maybe until I get these muscadines, you know, tamed down some, it may not be a good idea to plant anything around here where there's vines that could potentially pull, you know, your tree up. It's like our goldenrods are getting ready to bloom. That's almost $600 in losses, but yeah, I believe that wasn't, that last tree, the Anna apple, was not from floods or drought. One of my favorite nurseries, Fruitwood Nursery, just released a list of cutting plugs, you know, for the season, and they'll update it, you know, over time. You know, there'll be more added, but they did a big update, and there are at least three things I really wanted, and I'm not sure if I can afford them. But they released a bunch of pomegranates, which have had, based on my research, some level of successes in Florida. So there's like 8 or 9 varieties that would be at least experimental here with some reports of success. I definitely don't have $200+ to order all that, but there are a couple mulberry cultivars that they have plugs in that I tried to graft some of these cultivars last year. It didn't work. They have some already rooted. I would most likely put them in a pot, let them grow, and use them as rooting stock cuttings, you know, and root, and then put them in the ground or whatever. And there was only like 1 or 2 figs. One of them I had on my list that I really want. That's the biggest thing. I think those mulberries are at least going to have cuttings available and stuff, even if they don't have many rooted plugs, you know, later on in the season. But the figs, you know, it's hard to tell if they're going to have more, because one of them, they only had like 1 rooted cutting, and if I miss it, it might be my only chance for the season. I think in mid-November they're supposed to announce their scion wood, I guess, availability. Last year, I think they posted a thing saying we're going to do it on such and such date or whatever, and it was like maybe a month or so afterwards, so we didn't hear any updates for a long time. And a lot of the stuff, if you have on your notify list, goes super quick. I mean, I got notifications like after I went to sleep that night, and by the next morning, you know, some of the things I wanted were not available anymore, not for the whole season. Before we end this video, let's look at our other avocado in the wettest area on our property. Even though it had some like major dieback from some of the limbs, you know, you can see what's left is really green. The trunk is nice and green. Got some okra there, look at that. And, you know, a variety of weeds and a few other things I did plant, like what's that, perennial peanut, jewels of opar. But there it is, it looks good. So it looks like we lost 1 avocado. Hopefully all the other ones will just make a full recovery and survive and thrive for us.